Joining us now is Congresswoman, Suzanne Bonamici, Democrat from Oregon. Her district includes Portland's western suburbs. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us. I want to give you a chance to respond both to President Trump and the acting chair or acting secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Here's what President Trump said in his tweet. We are trying to help Portland, not hurt it. Their leadership has for months lost control of the anarchists and the agitators. And I'm sure you heard the soundbite there of Chad Wolf also saying he doesn't need an invitation to be in Portland to do his job. Your response to those?
Well, thank you, Eamon, for having me on the show. And President Trump said he's trying to help Portland. No, he's not. If he were trying to help Portland and Oregon, he'd have a national strategy for coronavirus. He'd send more testing. We'd have more personal protective equipment. He wouldn't be standing in the way of getting funds to our schools so they can open safely. He is not helping. They are not welcome to bring these federal officials into our community because they are making things worse and they're hurting people. You might have seen the story a week ago Saturday. 26-year-old man peacefully protesting, shot in the head, still in the hospital. And over this last weekend, a woman was there, elected official, healthcare provider. She's a doctor. She was with a group of healthcare professionals peacefully protesting. She was tear gassed. And then you had the clip of the gentleman who's a veteran, served our country in the Navy, was so concerned about what he saw happening, what these some anonymous federal officials are doing. He came downtown to protest. They beat him with batons and doused him with tear gas. This is the United States of America. It's unacceptable. They are inflaming people. They're making things worse, and we want them to leave now before anyone else gets hurt.
So let me pick up on that point for just a moment. You and a group of Oregon Democrats, you sent a letter demanding that Attorney General Bill Barr and DHS immediately remove the special forces from your state. Have you heard back from them? I mean, is it your understanding that they need some type of local invitation or local permission to be there on the ground? Or are you just requesting that they do so to de-escalate the situation, but they're not legally mandated to do so?
We want answers. We're demanding answers. Under what authority are they there? You heard about how these officers, they're not identified. Secret police are in authoritarian countries, not in the United States. That takes away accountability. We need to know who they are, under what orders they're following, and we're demanding that they leave because they are not helping. We've seen the protests increase. I'm so glad you showed the wall of moms. That shows what Portland is really about. Moms getting together, linking arms, holding flowers, exercising their First Amendment rights. You know, people in this country have the right to protest, and they have the right to be free from unreasonable search and seizure. And when our communities heard that these unidentified camo-clad agents were pulling people into cars and whisking them away for questioning, that is inflaming people, and it's making tensions higher. We don't need them to be there. We don't want them to be there. We have to remember why people are protesting. They're protesting because Black Lives Matter. They're protesting because they want to see change to systemic racism in our communities and in our country. And I have to say, I don't know if this was on the cognitive awareness test that the president is bragging about passing, but you don't address the issues of police brutality and the protests against police brutality with more police brutality. It's making our communities less safe. We demand that they leave. And
let me just finally ask you what else Congress should be doing in your view right now. Can they be doing something more?
Well, we are calling for oversight. We're demanding answers to these questions, and we're taking steps to address the issues. We passed in the House the Justice and Policing Act. We need our communities to come together, our local, state, and federal officials, and work together to make our communities safe, to address the systemic racism, to make changes in our public safety so that it works for everyone. We want all our communities to be safe and to feel safe. And these These federal agents who are there are not making us safer. They're inflaming tensions. We need them to leave now before anyone else gets hurt.
All right, Congresswoman Suzanne Bonamici, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank
I appreciate
you,
your
Amy.
time.
Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Why don't you subscribe? It's really easy. Just click on that button down there. And for more news from MSNBC, click on any of these videos here for the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more videos from MSNBC with our newsletters. Head over to msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up.